Hello from Paris. I had the longest travel day ever, and I thought I would do a little post-travel flow. I can't even think straight. I'm so tired, but I can't go to bed yet because it's only 7:30. So I'm trying to keep myself awake. This is a little jet lag post-travel flow. So if you've been sitting for a long period of time, we're going to stretch a little bit, and then I'm going to go to bed. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm going to bed. All right, so let's start on our shins. Bring the hands to your low back and then tuck your tailbone under. Send your hips forward. Take a deep breath in. Try to get long through the upper body, and then send your hips forward and lean back a little bit. And kind of think about lifting up from the chest. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. One more deep breath in, and deep breath out. And then from here, curl your toes under. Bring your hands down to the ground, hands underneath shoulders, and you're going to press into the toes to lift the knees about an inch off the ground, and then lower down. Then press, lift the knees off the ground an inch, and then push the ground away so you're kind of rounding through your back and sinking into the shoulders. You're really pushing the ground away, and then lower back down to the ground. One more time. Press into the toes, lift the knees, push the ground away, round your back, and then lower down. From here, we'll take the right foot forward, hands to hips, and then send the hips forward, and then lift up from the chest. Take the arms out to the side. Arms are about 90 degrees or so. Pressing into that front heel. Think about lengthening the tailbone, finding a nice stretch through the hip flexors of that left leg. On your next breath in, we'll bring the arms out in front, round the back, and then open up the right arm. So you're looking back behind you. Now, as you're here, think about tucking your tailbone even more. You'll find a nice stretch into the hip flexors. And then lower down with the hands. Step back onto all fours. Curl your toes and lift your knees rather. Push the ground away to around your upper back, and then lower back down. We'll do that one more time. Lift the knees, push the ground away. And I lied. Since we did it 3 times at the beginning, let's do it 3 times here. Push the ground away. Lift the knees. Round the back. Lower down. Now I'll bring the left foot forward. Hands to hips. Send the hips forward. Lengthen through the tailbone. And then open up through the elbows. Broadening through the chest. Taking your gaze up. Breathing some space into the chest. Some length into the hip flexors on that right side. And then hands to hips, send the hips back. And forward. Now we're going to curl the right toes, lift the right knee off the ground, lift the hips up and down 3 times to straighten the front leg a little bit, and then rebend that knee. Then you're going to pivot to the right, and we're going to come all the way around. So we're here, facing the opposite direction. Lower the left knee down to the ground. Send the hips back. Hands can come to hips. And just kind of breathe into those hamstrings. And then bring the hands forward, lowering down to the ground. Lift the left knee off the ground. And then lift the hips up and back 3 times, attempting to straighten that right leg just a little bit. Doesn't matter how straight it goes. And then lower the left knee down, followed by right. With your toes curled, send your hips back to your heels. Press all 5 toes of each foot into the ground. And then as you breathe in, come forward, lowering your hips down towards the ground, bending through the elbows, broadening through the chest, and lengthening through your spine. Curl your toes, send your hips back to your heels. This time, round your back as you come forward. Move through a little bit of resistance. Lower the hips, bend the elbows, broaden through the chest, look up. And then curl your toes, hips back to heels, arms out in front, press through the palms. See if you can find something nice through the armpits, a nice stretch through the lats maybe. And then come forward as you round your back, lowering the hips down towards the ground, broaden through the chest, micro bend the elbows, look up. And exhale, release. Find your way into a seated position. Let's get into the neck a little bit. So we'll take left hand to right side of head, Draw the left ear towards left shoulder. Now take the right hand, turn it so your palm is facing away from you, and then bring that arm behind your back. And then think about opening up through this right shoulder, just a little bit. Breathing slow, full deep breaths. With each exhale, try to allow your head to be heavier. Take one more breath here. And gently release your hand from your head. Release the arm from behind your back. Slowly turn to look to your left and then to your right. Same thing, other side. We're going to take right hand to the left side of the head. Draw the right ear towards right shoulder. Take your left arm, turn it so the palm is facing away from you, and bring that arm behind your back. And then open up through that left collarbone. With each exhale, let your head be heavier. Another deep breath in and out. And then we'll release. Turn and look to the right, and then to the left. Then from here, we're going to kind of barrel roll through the spine. So you're kind of like, I don't know, rotating your upper body. Let's do it 3 times in one direction. And then we'll go in the opposite direction. I'll just turn so you can see what I'm doing a little better. So we're kind of rolling through the spine. And then coming to stillness, you'll put your hands on your knees, pull the chest forward, look up. And then as you exhale, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest. 2 more times. Deep breath in, pull, look up, arch your back. Exhale, round your back, chin to chest. Last time. Pull, lift up, look up. Exhale, round your back. And then come to stillness. Sitting up really tall, we'll take right hand to left knee. Big twist. Look out over your shoulder. And then same thing, other side. Big twist. And release. That does it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me in this little stretch here. If you're traveling, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you get around the right time zone soon. If you're not traveling, I hope you enjoyed this little stretch, and I'll see you again very soon here on the Yoga by Candace YouTube channel.